welcome back to Formula E. It feels very good to be able to say that. 6 weeks until season 7 kicks off. It's the final day of testing here in Valencia. The sun is about to set, but there is one thing still running through this pit lane, and that's excitement. Oh, Jack, we're all so excited about going to Santiago.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? In some ways it feels like a long 4 months, in some ways it feels like quite a short 4 months since Berlin. But I think there's going to be so many unanswered questions over the new season that we may not even get answers to here in Valencia, that we'll only see when they hit the track in Santiago.
Absolutely. It's always tricky, isn't it, to read too much into the times that you see on the track here. But for now, I think we should go and catch up with our drivers for the first time this season.
Let's do it.
Fancy it?
Yeah, I'm going this way.
Well, I'll go that way then. Onto the track. Well, I thought it pretty important that we should start season 7 in the way we ended season 6. Speaking to our reigning champion, Antonio Felix da Costa. Antonio, welcome back. How does it feel to be back in the car?
It's been pretty good, actually. It's always cool coming back to Valencia. Valencia is now a little bit of an established event for us as well. You know, it's where we kick off the season with pre-season testing. And it's cool to see everyone again, all the new liveries on everyone's cars, and you know, it's where the competitiveness in us starts. You know, it's only testing, but everyone's pushing, which is good fun. And yeah, I mean, we're obviously starting season 7 with season 6 car, which there's an advantage where we hit the ground running. We know exactly what we have, but obviously the others bringing in new cars, you know, they're catching up.
You know, so you and 2 other teams, Nissan and Dragon, are running last year's powertrain. Do you think, though, you can still match the pace of the new cars that are going to be on track in Santiago?
Well, I think what will happen will be the people with the new cars, they will probably start here, but they can do this very easily. You know, when you have something new, every day you find new things. We're now pretty much maxed out with what we have, so yes, we are still strong, but I expect the others, you know, especially after a 3-day test here, they now have a month and a half to work until Santiago, and I think they will have time to progress. So I expect a difficult start, but you know, that doesn't mean we're gonna back out of any fight. So yeah, it gives me the chance to go in aggressive, which I like.
Well, here's a familiar face, Tom Blomqvist, who we've seen racing over the last few seasons in Formula E, but the first time you're actually going to start a season.
Yeah, mate, it's I've done some races here and there over the years, but it's actually the first time I'll be going to the first race, and it's the first time I've done this test properly. So yeah, it's exciting. I mean, you know, as a team also, they've had a really tough couple of years, and I think we've made a good step forward. There's still a lot of work to do for sure, but it's all, you know, it's positive, let's say, and you know, everyone's really motivated to try and, you know, drive the team, you know, a bit further up the grid.
And you're with Oliver Turvey this year, who's often been sort of regarded as one of the most underrated drivers in Formula E. You know, how are you finding working with him, and what are you expecting against him?
He's first class for sure. I don't think he's done one single mistake over like 3 days, so I think that just, you know, I mean, as you guys know, you know, every qualifying he's always on it, mate. Like, and it's shown, you know, the last few days as well. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, we're both trying to drive the team forward. You know, I've obviously had some experience in other cars as well now, and you know, there's definitely some areas that, you know, we can strive to improve going forward. So now it's just about, you know, taking as much info and learning from these 3 days and trying to implement some, you know, improvements to take first to the first race, and then, you know, slowly but surely try and, you know, grind a bit harder and move ourselves, you know, further up the grid.
Well, one of the new driver signings this season was Alex Lynn at Mahindra. Alex, how's it going, and how's life in your new home?
Life's pretty good, I can't complain. Here we are, sunny Valencia, getting it done, and that feels really nice to be here at Mahindra. Obviously, I finished off the last half of the season last season, in the little Berlin finale with the team, and this feels really nice to continue where we left off.
I mean, the fact that you've got a full season ahead of you with Mahindra, you've got Alex Sims alongside you, also new at Mahindra, and on the second day of testing, you were quickest on track. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we're all quite quietly confident with this new M7 Electro that we've got underneath us. It's been going really well so far. We've had a lot of strong pace out of it, and I mean, look, you know, the proof's going to be in the pudding in January where we really are. So let's just keep working hard and hoping it goes the right way.
Thanks, Alex. See you in Santiago.
Stoffel Vandoorne is with me, Mercedes-Benz EQ driver. Stoffel, I mean, what a brilliant end to last season. After Mercedes' first proper year in the championship, you're winning races in Berlin. You must be really looking forward to this year.
First feelings are pretty good. A new powertrain, new car, a lot of things learned. We've really managed to run through all our programs as we wanted to, ticking off all the procedures and stuff we have to get ready for next season. So yeah, looking forward to go racing.
Is it possible to have any ambitions in Formula E, or is everybody's looking for the championship, so that's the end of the story?
Yeah, hopefully I can fight for the championship this year. It would be nice, but the gap was still pretty big. So I think in the first instance we need to try and close down that gap. Competition is very high. Formula E is very unpredictable, and we've seen here in testing as well that everyone is very, very close together. So it's going to come down to details and making sure we put all the little pieces together.
Well, always good to have a catch up with some of those Formula E drivers. Interesting, Antonio Felix da Costa, he is convinced that this season is going to be the most competitive season yet in Formula E, which I'm sure I've heard that sentence a few times. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, drivers like to say that so that then when they win the championship, they're the best, because it's been the most competitive season ever, don't they? But look, he's probably right, because DS Techeetah had a bit of an advantage last year. They managed to get away a little bit from the rest of the field, whereas I don't think that's going to be the case this season. And the top 20 on the final day of practice today were within half a second. 20 cars within half a second on a sort of 1 minute 11 lap. It's mighty tight. I would not want to put my money on who's going to win the championship. Nicki, who is?
Who is going to win the championship? I mean, Techeetah looking strong. Mercedes, I think they can be a really quick team this year, really strong pairing. But who knows with Formula E?
Exactly.
Predict the unpredictable. Now, it's not just been the 24 drivers, though, here getting to enjoy the track in Valencia. We've actually had the 4 finalists for the talent call, which has been really exciting for us to meet. They also got the opportunity to go out in the safety car, the i8. I think Bruno, showed them how it's done.
I've been in the safety car a few times with Bruno, and you get in and you think, oh, this is going to be, a nice little trip around the track. It was London, I think I went round. Oh, it's pretty scary. It's not scary, but just quite exhilarating, more so than I thought it was going to be.
Well, Jack, what are you going to be doing between now and, the 6 weeks till Santiago?
Bit of Christmas.
Bit of Christmas.
Bit of maybe some prep for the new season. Might write some notes. Who knows? There's a new resolution, new year, new me.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. Jack, always a pleasure. Good to see you at the start of season 7. And we are very excited to be heading to Santiago in January. We'll see you then.